We continue our position previews for Saluki football, and it's time for the tight ends. And Coach Nate Griffin, who's been here every year under Coach Hill. I know that's a special bond for you, brother, and what you guys have been able to build under Coach Hill here as you just continue to come back. What's the one thing that you just try to remind yourself of not taking for granted that you get to coach here in Saluki Stadium and be around this program?
Yeah, I don't think you ever take it for granted. The profession of coaching, especially in college or, pro sports, all that type of stuff, you don't know. Each year, you're not guaranteed the next year, so you never take anything for granted. Every year changes, different players, all that type of stuff, so you enjoy it as it comes in yearly phases.
I'll say what, when you look at your group, it's an impressive group. If you just come to practice and see you guys take the field, I think all of them really look the part. Again, you got some key guys that we'll talk about in a moment, but in terms of the position, where would you say that your group is at its strongest right now?
I think you hit it on the head as far as when you are trying to build a room, they got to look the part, and I think they all do now. Meade has done a great job in the weight room with those guys. They bought into everything, working and pushing each other. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of depth with a lot of experience, a lot of guys as far as that have played for us, whether in game reps or special teams. These guys have seen a lot of snaps.
Don't want to say you put all the pressure on certain guys, but how much better is this team when you have a healthy Aiden Quinn and when you have a healthy Ryan Schwindman?
Well, I think it's already been shown, 2 years ago when we had them, what they can do as a combo. They both can run, catch, and block in our physical, and they bring that whole mindset of that physical mentality. So I think we've already seen it before, making it to the second round of the playoffs. They were a big part of that. And so not just their play, but their personalities, their mentality, everybody loves them as far as teammates, and this is their team. They're the older guys now.
Of course, both of them, I don't want to say had odd years last year. Of course, Aiden, he was coming back, so he missed the good majority of the season and then tried to come on late. Schwindy, of course, plays early, gets hurt. What have you seen from both of those guys coming off years? I know probably neither of them won.
They're just steady and consistent. I think hungry to prove to it. Me and Ryan talked about, unfortunately, when he got hurt last year, but you go back to those first few games he played in, he was better from the year before, right? And that's what we talked about, is like, hey, what can we do to continue that process and that on that path? And then going into spring, this past spring, it was the same deal. He's picking up right where he left off. So same thing with AJ. I think AJ is the type of player where it doesn't matter what happens, what the situation is, you know what you're going to get, right? He loves it. He's physical. He's a tough type of guy. He's always trying to get better regardless of, I tell him a lot, he's pretty good already, but he's always driven like that. So you know what to get out of him, that toughness, that work ethic. But it's just a matter of those guys getting the chance, to continue to do what they love. So
what is so important about their leadership style and what they bring within your position room?
Well, I think, one, you can trust them when they say something because they've been there, done that. They walk the walk, and they all that type of stuff. But the biggest thing is I think the guys trust them because, one, they're smart, they're hardworking. And then when you watch them play, it's physical. And if I was a young tight end, I'd be like, dang, I want to be like those guys. So I'm going to listen to whatever they say. Not necessarily the raw type of guys, but when they say something, they listen up,
What's the biggest thing that you're preaching with your guys right now as you continue to work through camp?
Man, just to continuously work. You're always, as coach, sometimes preaching perfection. They can't get there, so you're trying to push that level, the standard. But I told my guys at the beginning of this camp, it's about that continuous fight, that effort. It's not always going to be clean, but what we can guarantee is we're going to give everything we got in every single snap. So
how'd the first jamboree go the other night?
It went great, Tommy, first true live tackle situation. That's my son. He's playing football for the first year, and it was phenomenal. The football family showed out. I'll say that, coaches, the tight ends, everybody. It was great. It was a great time.